Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. In the previous episode we built our second cell block and that required a lot of money, which is why we took a loan out for that, but we do have good credit rating. We paid that back by the time we got those extra 20 criminally insane inmates. Obviously this is a fully 100% criminally insane facility. We have seen all of the quirks and eccentricities of that. We've had several people fighting. We have not had yet any fatalities, which I'm happy to say. We also have the solitary people going over there. It seems to be Benjamin Chapel, and there's another player here, Pritchford, that seems to always seem to be in the spotlight here, which to be fair we do have quite a lot of. But anyway, we also went ahead and built towards the latter part of the episode the classroom, the library, and the mailroom. And as you can see, the mailroom is being sorted. So we've got these satchels here. They are sorting all of that, censoring the mail, and then handing it out. We also tried to see why prisoners are disappearing, and I didn't find that. At the moment, we do have 3 prisoners that have been released. However, we've had several instances, at least it seems to me, that we've had several instances where prisoners have, for some reason, we've had like more intake than we've had in here. But anyway, that's a strange one. Let's go over to our flooring and then to concrete tiles. And what I want to do is finish off really the concrete tiling for the majority of the facility. In fact, we will pretty much do all of it if we can afford it. So it shouldn't be too much of a expense because we've already got a lot of it done, and that should be the majority of it there. We also want to place in some radiators this episode, so along here and in the solitary and that sort of thing. It would be not unreasonable to build probably build the other cell block, but we'll see how we get on. Let's go over to our utilities and then to the... Oh, is it not in there? Yeah, they've moved it around. And to the radiator. We're going to place a radiator in this corner here to make sure that the infirmary is nice and warm. In here, which is where our intake normally comes, we will place some radiators. I mean, we don't need to place 2, but I will place one there and one there. And then technically the kitchen needs a radiator, but I don't think we're going to bother, simply because we don't have staff needs on, so there's no warmth need for the staff, and there's no prisoners working in there. And then finally, if we check on logistics and temperature, this will eventually warm up when things start cooking. At least that's what happened in previous builds. So they're cracking on with all of that. We do need to do the same down the bottom here for the chapel and the canteen and that sort of thing. Let's go over to our... actually zoom out radiator, and then we'll start placing it in and around here. So where do we want to place the radiator? Well, a radiator there would be fine. A radiator probably in there would probably do it as well. In there, in the center, in the parole. Well, we'll just place it in the corner like so. Now, this is a bit difficult having radiators in the solitary cells. We probably don't need them in each of the cells. I don't think we do. What I'll do then is place them opposite like that, and it'll go on one side, so they shouldn't be going through it. Just like the light, where that... Well, actually, no, the light it's placed on the wall, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, so that's now built. Looks like placing all of the concrete tiles there. Oh. It looks like Ed Sandy is currently agitated because we found some drugs on them. So it looks like the dire wolf, Rawhide here, in this particular case, has managed to sniff out those drugs because they were smelly. Okay, so we have got a couple of prisoners arrived, and 9 prisoners are up for parole. It does clearly state that on the top left there. Programs, and down to parole hearing, and 0 in queue. That's just... What? I mean, we could do that. 9 prisoners are up for parole. But parole hearing, it doesn't work. So, it might be because I haven't done that. No, that doesn't work either. I do not know. Let's go over to utilities, hot water pipe, and this is where it's quite difficult. We need to run hot water in here, but the distance is quite prohibitive. That I think would be closer. I'd also like to put hot water over there, but I think that would just be... I don't think it's going to work. I'll try it. We can only try, can't we? You can see all the radiators streaming down to the bottom here. Looks like Alec Russell is agitated. It would be nice to know what they're actually doing. Anyway, so radiators are getting placed there. Radiators are along here. Obviously, we'll run the water pipe down and along. This will be the easiest way of doing it. Probably that. And then from that. I'm hoping that can connect. If not, it doesn't matter. We'll just remove a little section and then add it onto this one here. These ones on the left, certainly we don't have the ability to place them there. Oh, we also need to place them in here. 1 and then 2. Job done. And then we'll connect those up as well. So it looks like a lot of people are going to here, the psychologist, and they are running alcoholics group therapy. Nice to see a fairly big turnout there. That's what we want. In fact, yeah, is it maxed out? It isn't maxed out yet. Pharmacological treatment introduction, 6 past, 3 finished, but we are running a session with just 1 person, but I think it's still worth the reform and the time. Psychiatric consultation, we have, you see that? It says 6 in the queue, so I'm going to start up some more of these then. Doesn't look like we need the bottom ones. 5 in the queue, 1, 2, 3, 4, but the other ones aren't assigned to that. So that's why we have to keep a close eye on the psychiatric consultation. Ideally, you would just set up loads, but it does cost 150 1 places in 1 session. So running extras, well, it's not ideal. So I'll run 4. I know it says 5, but we should be able to have that go down. You can see actually there, that's actually some prepping going on there. And Benjamin Chappell, who we have seen, you know, perform some interesting actions. Seems like they will be going through that. Let's look at their experience. Suppressed, well fed, knocked out, and the mood is either normal, good, little bit of bad there. And they have been doing a tiny bit for the class there. And psychiatric consultation is a pass, so that's good. Very good indeed. So, same thing's happening over here with Garrick Hancock. Concentration excellent, understanding excellent, attendance is going up, success chances 100%. We do have Slugworth. There they are there. Acceptable criminally insane inmates. Psychiatrists provide... Psychiatrists? Psychiatrists provide better treatment. That is true. Right, let's go over to utilities. Hot water once again. Connect this up. I'm connecting to the centre water boiler. It doesn't really matter. In terms of power, I would have thought we'd been using more power by now, but no. With these 2 extra boilers and 4 extra metal detectors, it's running okay. I'm guessing it's because these lights that we've placed in and around the facility don't take power. If we double check that electrical cable, you can see there's no little extra wires going off from these lines to them lights. So I don't think they draw power. Which, to be fair, they don't cast as much light. They seem to be more directional. You can see how dark it is in this corridor. It'll be quite ominous to go around there. There's some visitation happening, which is excellent. Still have 9 prisoners up for parole, and we have that running there. Let me just double check. Edit schedule. Parole insane sec. We've got parole hearing there and parole insane sec with parole hearing. Just doesn't seem to work. Don't know if I'm missing something out. Almost certainly, but we'll see how we get on there. Looks like there's more of this strange air fighting thing that we tend to see. Is that person just fallen asleep there? Criminally insane, sickness and addict. Is narcolepsy a thing in the game? I have no idea. Very interesting behaviour there. I don't know what's going on. Definitely not knocked out. No, sleeping. Status agitated. It might be one of the reactions that you can get. I don't know. I've never seen it. So we can see that this is now connected up. It'll hopefully figure out that water can flow through an open pipe. It'll probably do it eventually. And then that'll crack on there. So overall, quite good so far. Let's go over to our quick build and cloning. We will clone... Actually, we'll clone all of that. We'll clone the lot. That can go in there. And then that can go in there. And we're just working from the right-hand side to the left. It's not unreasonable to say that either in this episode we'll have this cell block done, or by the end of the next episode. There's loads of parole lawyers leaving. So, one, we know that they don't prefer going back down here. They go through the centre of the facility. And secondly, prisoners don't do parole. Programs / free time is what it says. Why is that person not in lockup either? Seems to me that they're not escorted there. I wonder what will happen when we try to do an escape mode in this, because it'll bring us in as a normal prisoner. I don't think it'll account for the type of prisoners. It normally brings me in as a random type of prisoner. That's going to be interesting to try when we've built the facility. But don't think we need any more orderlies. Checking our needs, we can see that there's a critical need for actually nothing. No critical needs. We've got a high need for environment, literature and luxuries. Luxuries is something that I don't know if it's fulfilled by things being thrown over the wall, like mobile phones. I'm pretty sure that's classed as luxuries, but still classed as contraband. Whereas stuff you buy from the shop might be classed as luxuries, but isn't classed as contraband because... Is that a wall light behind there? Oh, look at that. The wall light's actually behind that. Because yes, technically that row there doesn't count as being filled. So I can place, for example, a bin right up against that because the light is technically on the wall section there. So you can have a light and a light and just make or a big stack of tyres or whatever. Allows for some interesting builds, that's for sure. So we'll speed up to max speed there. Let them crack on. We've obviously got these 2 extra officers, which I don't think we'll end up utilising yet. I don't think we need it. Checking out our programs. I mean, I'm going to stop all this parole hearing. There's just no point. It just doesn't work. Group therapy, good. Pharmacological treatment, drug addiction, 6 past 3 finished. Nobody doing it. Oh no, there's still 1 person there, and you can see the red lines moving along. That's fine. Sidetrack consultation, 2 in the queue, so I'm going to stop 2 of those. I mean, that alone finishes... saves us 3 grand. 3 grand? No. Saves us 300. Let's do a shakedown, because we haven't done one in a couple of days. Might as well. And most of what we find is just going to be stuff that's been flung over. There's not do load of stuff with that one. So shank was thrown over, drugs were thrown over. Hammer's just disappeared there, but that was found. We got loads of stuff found in here. We can see cell phone thrown over. Yeah, all of these have been thrown. We knew that the majority, if not all of the stuff that we get in the facility is going to be that anyway, so that's fine. Over to utilities once again, and we'll connect up that to there, and then that to there. And also run that up to there. That must be near the max level. Water boiler doesn't state how long it can go, neither does water pipe. And, well, to be fair, the other ones don't, but they have at least a tooltip. At least they're powered up now. Well, not powered up, but got hot water. So, shakedown was finished there. Anything of great note? Nothing really. You can see the supply of weapons and tools and luxuries are down to 0. There's a high-ish demand of narcotics, mainly for booze and cigs. And they all have a trade price, but there's no money in it, so they're just trading things for things, like trading a cabbage for work, or a mobile phone for alcohol, or whatever. Other trades are available. So we won't be able to connect up these radiators, sorry, but what I can do, and what I should have done quite some time ago, is place a toilet in here. I've been wanting to place a loo in this area for a bit, because, well, it makes sense. A large water pipe will go along. It will continue over to the left-hand side. That's what we originally envisaged. And I've just thought as well, we have some prisoners going into solitary. I wonder if those prisoners can become informants. Again, another unknown. Let's go over to our grants, and we're going to increase the bank loan to a eye-watering 75, I believe that was. Quick build and cloning. We will clone the centre section here, and then we'll place it in there. And Naturally, that's going to require all of the lighting to be done and all that sort of thing, and I guess that'll all be sorted because we've placed it already, but certainly the water boilers and the utilities will need to place as well. But that'll bring our total capacity up to 60, which allows us to do, well, technically we can do a tool cleanup now. Job done. And with that, we can reduce our bank loan by 50 grand. Excellent. Over to our deployment, patrols, blue patrol, and we'll set this on the go. Get a patrol all the way around the outside there. We'll set up a magenta patrol while we're here as well, and oh, there we go. You can see we just had a huge amount of money spent on something, probably the contents of the building. But the problem is I don't think we had enough to finish it. Okay, we'll have to check that. There is the patrol set for the 3 dogs and the 3 orderlies. The problem is we've only got 3 canine units. Yes, 3 dog handlers. So ideally, we want probably 2 more. So we always have someone patrolling. Not that at this stage we've had a big problem with contraband and people trying to tunnel. Like, we haven't really... We smelt a little bit with the dogs, but most of it's been detected by the metal detector. And there is a lot of people who just turn up on the jail bus. Was that a lot of people? No, not a lot of people. We're up to 42. So we've maxed it out, but there we are. Now this is where we'll start seeing the problem with the food distribution. You can see that food is being delivered to the central area as well as the one on the right, but the one on the left could cause some issues. I'm going to go to staff and over to janitor actually and hire, well, I'd like another 2 janitors ideally, but we don't have enough, so I'll get 1 more for now. Oh no, we can afford 2 more because it's just a bit dirty in places and I'd rather get that all cleaned up. So we got Ed Chappell, seems to be a common name, Paul Redman and Felix Stubbs. They've got a lot of traits. Fearless, criminally insane, outbreaks, alert, claustrophobic, extremely stoical, psychopathic. Right. See, alcohol group therapy preparation is underway there from our psychologist. Don't know if we need any more things in the kitchen, but looking at the power that we're using, by the time we get all the extra stuff in here, we may be getting close to max level, but we'll see. We'll see. I wonder if any of these prisoners are name and game. A lot of them so far seem to be generic. So I'm wondering if... I mean, there's the Speed brothers next to each other. Richard and Dan. Although there is 20 years between them. And there's some more fighting. Once again, Paul, it's a Pritchford. Oh, workbenches are being used properly, by the look of it. So these ones... No, these aren't right. Look, you can see. There and there. Yeah, they are right. Okay, that's fine. So we now have the spiritual leader here. That's all running. For some reason, they like taking that tray with them. That's fine. We're not... It's not exactly a problem, is it? They're taking one tray with them. The power in the radiator there. That's fine. Hot water's there. That's all fine. These don't require electricity either. So we're cracking on with the left-hand side cell block. We certainly don't... Why is that so... That visitation is so dirty. Right. Where are our janitors? Staff. Tired. Walking. Ah, right. They have to do laundry, the janitors. That's why things are a bit dirty, because they're probably spending a lot of time doing that. And they have to go there, along, up, and then across. So that's probably why that is happening. Okay, that is understandable. Let's have a just quick check at our programs here, because I saw we just spent some money on programs and such. So we got pharmacological treatment, drug addiction, 7 finished, 4 passed, 57% pass rate. Alcoholic group is still running. Spiritual guidance, 12 in the queue. Psychiatric consultation, only 1 in the queue, but I'll keep 2 open there. And we can see there's Guard taser, which we can get if we really wanted to. I don't think at this stage we need it. I really don't think at this stage we need that at all. There is a 20 grand payment for a grand completion, which looking at that will be, yes, going over 50 prisoners. So we can get cell block C then, which gives us 10 grand, but it's raised our prisoner capacity to 100. Now, I'm not saying that we can't do that. I'm saying that I just don't know whether we will do that. We do plan on expanding to the left, probably in a couple of episodes' time, after we've built this and all of these sections here. But I don't know how far to the left we are going to expand. I didn't plan that. I just knew that we wanted to expand at some point. So yeah. You can see that it's taken quite a while to build this cell block. I mean, there's a lot of items in here. I haven't counted it, but in each cell block, you've got... Let's count the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items. So that's 140 items just for the cells. You've then got the doors. There's another 4, which I'd like to lock open too. Because you've got the 2 doors on either side, plus the ones at the top and bottom. And then you've got all the stuff in the canteen. So, there's a lot to do. We've got enough money now for me to go to staff and orderly. And we'll hire up to 20. We're going to get 2 more guards. We're going to get 2 more dog handlers. And 4 janitors. I believe 4 janitors should be sufficient. At least I would hope it's sufficient. This is now being completerated. Excellent. Let's run that down. And we will run in all of the usual stuff. So large piping, or water boiler, and then all of the small pipes. I'm actually going to run the heating first. I think it's important that you run the heating first, because as far as I'm aware, even if you don't have the plumbing for the other one, it just works anywhere. Which is Prison Architect on point there. On brand. On brand. Apparently tunnel's there. I don't trust it considering that we've literally just built this area. So, there you are. Currently 10 degrees C and raining. It is spring, actually. So, not bad. And the warden wants a chat. Just received word that the prisoners are unhappy with how much time they have to work during the day and are planning to cause trouble if it isn't reduced. A guard overheard someone say that if they had to work more than 2 hours a day, they were going to tear this place apart. Right. Well, that's another problem. Because, how is that being calculated? So, technically, we are 100% criminally insane in terms of our inmates, and they don't work. Criminally insane, program/free time. They do not work. So if the game was calculating it right, it would go, yep, these are the inmates, this is the stuff, done. Tick the box. Because reduce work to 2 hours or less. Well, we don't have minimum security. Ignore that entire row. We only have criminally insane. But I'm guessing because it bases it off the minimum sec and then splits it off to have additional ones, it's looking at the work/free time here and just basically, if I'm honest, is being goddamn lazy. There you go. 2 hours or less. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm jumping the gun there. I mean, we can do that. I mean, that'll work. Maybe I need to wind my neck in. Maybe... Normally I would put the ticky box across there. Hang on then. Nope, it is exactly what we thought. So, it is classing that program/free time as work. Right, brilliant. That's a thing we'll just have to put up and shut up with, I guess. Hot water pipe, we're going to run down and across, like so. And I would like to put it in there, but currently there's no point because there's nothing there to heat up. Visitation also requires some heating. Technically only on one side though. Only on this side, I would assume. I'll put them in there and put them in there, and I will do the heating in that one. This is already sorted. In fact, that's far too many radiators. Surely we don't need that many. In fact, I know we don't need that many. There and there, either side. That should radiate enough. And there we go. Right, so I think we will leave it there for this episode. Cell block C, almost completed. We have the patrols. We have the majority of the heating put in. We certainly got it all planned off. And we do have 60 prisoners. So, next episode, we will have to build... Well, we'll clone this common room up to there. Actually, what I'm going to do as well. Reduce our bank loan to nothing. We need to clone the common room, clone the visitation, extend the kitchen, probably do some load balancing and add some more power plants in, and then finish off this solitary. Then we can think about expanding. We'll also have to keep an eye out because we are now running a lot less, fewer programs now. And, yeah, we're okay for the time being. The psychiatric consultation there, you can see 6 finished, 6 treated, but none in the queue. If they want to start running that, I'm hoping it is actually between 10 and 11, so I've looked out on that front. I'll reschedule all programs just to get them going, because we do still have 2 hours. So we'll see how we get on. Hopefully, we shouldn't have too much of an issue. But... as always, hope you have enjoyed the video and the series thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.